So the only thing I have holding me back is that I have self-respect and dignity. And thank God for Kristen, who is unburdened by those anchors.
I'm not really sure what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
Classic.
Always.
Pure classic Stassi.
Yeah. Season 4 has given us some real memeable bangers here. Like we're chocked full.
I think I knew about 8 things about Vanderpump Rules before this. 4 or 5 of those are in this season.
Yeah, this is peak season right here. So, hello everyone. Welcome to But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio. I am Sunday, pop culture professor, a self-proclaimed expert on all things pop culture, heavy on the self-proclaimed.
I'm Jeff, the former Bravo noob who is just constantly ready to get into the ditch with you, as you say.
This is a good one. This is
great.
so wild. It's almost like, not almost like, it is exactly like that. Whatever their characters have been developing so far, this is sort of like the ultra bizarro version of them, like the worst possible iteration of every single one of these characters is in this finale.
Also, they've almost all got the best and worst in some of these, and sometimes same scene.
Yeah, trouble.
A week or two ago, we were like, so much hinges on these reunions. There's got to be like, honestly, I just need 3 more episodes.
I mean, if this is
I want regular old.
If this is the last collective moment that they were together, what
Ever?
Well, like, the end of the world as we know it. What is the reunion? Because remember, they have to, so they film these last scenes. They have whatever strife they have. They go their separate ways. Then they rewatch the season and get re-mad. And so I can't even imagine what Lala is going to be like. Like, that is wild.
They've got to all go to like their, how when astronauts come back and they've got to like not interact with people for a week and I think they need something like that. They all go to their own padded cell for a couple days.
They need to like decompress like scuba divers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each day have one less drink until they're ready to come out.
Come on.
And watch the reunion.
That's a pipe dream right there. But this episode is season 4, episode 20, Push Comes to Shove, which is the very last few minutes of it, I think. But the previous this season is so long. But what we need to know is Katie and Tom are engaged. Kentucky Muffin was absolutely not going to move in. Not absolutely. Lala and James a little bit. Touch in public, as we saw last week, which that has been stuck in my head. Let's touch in public. Like, that has just been...
It's got a groove.
Yeah, and James and Jax have beef, but it's been so small and inconsequential. Like, I guess it's just been simmering. And then, of course, don't forget that Jax was arrested. And we pick up at Villa Rosa because this...
And the bitch is back.
Oh, and the bitch is back. And as we will soon learn, she is not above crashing a party, which she initially thought that she would be. But before we get to the party, they plunge us into Jax's apartment, in which Brittany is rushing around to try to wash the dishes and neaten up. Of all the surprising things and all of the things I've learned about Jax, him being a neat freak might be one of the most shocking things that I've ever heard. That feels strange.
Yeah, well, a lot of people that can't control certain parts of their life like to have a lot of control over one certain part of their life. And if they happen to be, awake at their place at all hours, maybe it's time to find a good hobby, and I think straightening up for some folks is, but I do think it's a control thing that he has. Yeah.
There's a very famous story that goes around.
Not to diagnose.
That
Jax.
went around my group, some lore, that a friend who was struggling with addiction to upper substance, that he was like pressure washing his house at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Like, so maybe it's in that way, but he's grouchy as hell, like walks in the door spoiling for a fight. He's got his ass on his shoulders, dukes are up, all of the things.
Yeah, it's very rough. Very rough. And she's even saying like, well, I'm cleaning right now because I know you'd be mad. Like, well, he's mad anyway.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, the most insulting thing was that his TV was stuck in German on his flight back from Hawaii. That was the most injurious.
I didn't know if it was in the hotel room or which.
But that was the most injurious thing, because he was in and out for court 20 minutes. It's fine. It was dropped down. Nothing to worry about. All of the hullabaloo for a little bit of probation that he kind of gets slapped on the wrist. So all he wants is some peace and quiet. Just all he wants. Then he's hammering. Oh, we're on top of each other here. Like, I gotta get out of this apartment. you know, we got to find a new apartment. And she's like, well, you haven't been here. That's your job to do it. What are you doing? You're the one who's supposed to be doing it. And she's like, hands up, surrender, waving a white flag, like trying to defend herself. And there's just like nothing that's happening.
She has no idea what LA is.
No.
She just came from the other side of the country. And it's also a confusing town to like get your bearings.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's huge and sprawling. Like, you know how many people live there, but there's not a lot of big buildings. It's all like 3-story places. So it's a very sprawling place. So it's complicated. When he says this, like, that's your job. It shows him on the stoop. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't working for 2 weeks.
I don't.
What did you do, my man? And because she's been working. I think she's doing side gig stuff, like that's why she's doing stuff at Playboy Mansion and all this. And she was at a commission because of the boob job that he wanted.
That he insisted upon.
So I'm just saying I'm a little more on her side, at least with this one. I mean, and then he says, stop digging at me.
My face exploded off. I had to wipe my brains off of the TV screen.
God.
Sir, you are trash. I know I use that term quite a bit, but like, this is really deplorable behavior. And because I guess he's just, he hasn't slept in 24 hours. He's just so dysregulated that there is absolutely... He has no tools to process that. And so she's standing in front of him, so just lands completely on her. And they have only lived together for 1 month. They've only been dating for 3 months.
Right.
They do not have the skills as a couple, A, to live together in a one-room apartment, B, to work through this kind of emotional dysregulation, C, to understand each other and root for each other in that way. It's always like him versus her. And like, I don't know. And I know that you disagree with this a little bit, but she is trying to be very agreeable, I think, in these early days because she knows how volatile he is. She does live in that apartment. I think she is, trying to not rock the boat as much as possible.
She does say, like, I don't know this place. I've been working. I mean, we see that. She's not laying down, which I love.
She pushes back a little bit, too. But
she could leave, also. Speaking of things I say a lot.
I mean, if she's going to look for an apartment, she might as well look for her an apartment, okay?
Like, how many people do you work with at Hooters?
I mean,
just throw it out there.
Really?
Hey.
I mean, just like get a hotel room for a couple of days. He needs some space, for fuck's sake. But speaking of space, Stassi's got plenty of it because in her apartment, sky blue walls, hardwood floors, crown molding, closet space, she's moving in. Right on in. Kristen comes over to, christen it with a early morning drink, as she does. And there's this whole bit about how her boyfriends weren't handy. And I think these scenes, these flashbacks to Stassi and Jax are kind of a setup, a little bit of a reminder for later. Because we're going to see them chat. But for the uninitiated, we have to remember, they hated one another except when they were fucking and fighting. Mm-hmm. Much like James and Kristen. And so we have to sort of like understand the lore a little bit, I think. Is that what they're doing?
The salad days of 2013, they show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then we go back to freaking Jax. And before we move on from this scene, there's a couple of lines that I jotted down that are just really punctuate his mind frame. I can't escape you.
Yep.
And, oh, great, you're making this about you.
Yeah.
Neither one of those things are in her control.
It is about her.
I know.
Also,
like, you are making this about me, and I am reacting as me. I mean, people say, like, don't take it personal. It's very personal.
She tells her side and like, you asked for all this. Yeah. You asked for all this. And when he's confronted with that undeniable truth, like he has nothing else.
Except
you made it, you're making it about you.
He wishes he could go back to jail.
Yeah, that's where he found some peace. Then again, leave.
I mean, it doesn't take much, sir. I imagine one night driving home could put you right back there. Like, go back to jail.
Yes.
It is so crazy. So I go to sir, and I'm always just so incredulous whenever James wants to engage with Sandoval about Kristen. This is production, right?
Well, it's only him. I started to call it word vomit. Like, I wasn't exactly sure what. Like, he has this urge to tell people things. He has it with Lala. He has it with Kristen. We're like, I mean,
that's a good point.
Being open is one thing, but telling Tom, who you're not really boys with, about you wanting to hook up with his ex-girlfriend to also Ariana, who can't stand her. What are we doing here?
What's the end game here?
I
Right?
mean,
Like, what do you? That's why I think it might be production where he's like vomiting this shit out to his producer in the back room, and she's like, while she's micing him, he's like, listen, you know who'd be a really good person to talk to about this? Go talk to Sandoval. I bet he could knows. And so she sends him on his way, and both of them are like, dude, so gross. Like, I don't care. Like, why me? But this is where he says that whatever door opened,
okay, I had that also.
the widest, which I'm not going to draw too many lines to that. That's upsetting, but
I called it unfortunate, but then James.
yeah.
I would say it's an unfortunate turn of phrase, but James. Yeah.
I mean,
The James of it all
so
makes it make sense.
Lala has kind of intimated that she doesn't want anything to do with James, except for the fact that she's a little jealous and stuff. But he's acting like, so maybe we're not seeing some of their interactions, but he's making it out like this is an absolute possibility. That Lala is, for him, he's looking at Kristen and looking at Lala and he's getting to choose. And that's not really how it's like coming off to us through the screen.
I mean, she has said repeatedly, we are just friends. We are not going to take it any farther. But we always, as sure as she makes it sound sometimes, you know, like they're at the photo shoot. Like, yeah, but grab my ass and do whatever you want to. But like, we're not going to go like she's saying it. But the more you see it, it's like, well, you're like 98%.
Yeah.
And you know, like there's always.
And she's giving him advice about Kristen.
That door's open a little wide.
Yeah.
Not as wide as Kristen's.
Well, I mean, is Kristen's even as wide as he thinks it is? I mean, I think maybe she had a weak moment, but I think like she's fairly common. I mean, she's fairly into Carter. And she even grimaces when she was like, ugh, yes, of course we boned, gross. So I think that he is overestimating these women's interest in being back with him. But Sheena gives her some advice. A little bit here. So, because she's having some anxiety about the party and about all this. And, you know, hey, just dress like you were going to meet a mom and a grandma. Okay, Sheena, is that what you're going to do?
Right. Did you, like, when I heard lace and linens, I thought, like, sexy pajamas or something, or, like, the dresses some of them were wearing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think, like, you're about to go meet grandma.
Oh, I mean, they're going to hoe it up, of course. But, you know, Sheena was really concerned that Lala was gonna like out hoe him up, so she's like, "Hey, just like keep it cool."
I even thought she was worried about her one-upping her on the nervousness. Like she's talking about how nervous she is. She's like, "I am also nervous about things."
Exactly right.
Like,
I have that too. She's like, "Oh, you think you're worried? Let me tell you about my worry." And of course, James tattled to Lala about Kristen calling her a ratchet whore bag, which I shouldn't have even repeated it. My apologies for even repeating that shit. Like, I'm sorry. And this is when she says she genuinely cares about him. She cares about getting her single out. That's fairly certain. But this has made me laugh too. She's like, I'm just going to let Kristen get cracky. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to let her be cracky. Like, it's cool. I'm just going to focus on James because now James's, I guess his stock has gone up now that him and Kristen have slept together. So he is more marketable to Lala.
The song production this is the looming thing that's keeping him in her sights at all, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Take that away, then I think that's it.
And I mean, he went ahead and did the Pump CD, so I don't know.
Listen to it this morning.
Yeah, so this is where Jax gets there. He hasn't slept. God help the women at his bar who order complicated drinks that night. Don't order a Metropolitan from this man tonight because he is ill as hell.
Yeah, like this is the first time he's ever walked into Sir without sleeping the night before.
I mean, seriously. Maybe it was the German that like got him right here. But I was writing so quickly. What does this mean? Stolen from him, fucked his girlfriend.
Sandoval's talking about how like, yeah, Jax has done a shitload of stuff to me. He's done this. He's done that. But if he was out of my life for a little while, I would miss him.
James, I mean, Jax he does not deserve these kinds of friends. Like, the way that these people accommodate him, I mean, even in this next scene, which I want to get into that, but like, yeah, man, he did all this stuff to me, but I mean, he's just for life. We're down for life. What?
But does he mean like if we didn't work together and we both lived in LA, like, and I saw him every now and then, would that probably be enough?
That is
Probably.
not the vibe I got from him.
I know, but it's that taking
know,
it when I think about it for
I
a
was
second.
thinking
Yeah.
that just like, like, oh man, he's just like a weird birthmark that I don't like it, but I gotta live with it forever. It's just a really weird take for a man who is so terrible to quite literally everyone in his life.
I'm hopelessly hopeful about this cruise sometimes, and I am like Jax even, like
Jeff.
maybe this is my last life out of my 9 lives. And Lisa comes in and you can tell immediately he doesn't give a shit.
No. And the way this man steps to her and the way that she just doesn't even push back on it. I wonder what Ken would think about this. Remember, Ken kind of had to like Peaky Blinders Sandoval earlier in the season because he was very mildly pushbacky. But no, LVP, he snaps at her.
Yeah. Well, accuses her of verbally abusing him.
He says, "Do you want to argue or do you want to listen?" Now, do you remember when James did that in that meeting with Richardson a few months ago? That was it. Like her head, you could see the steam coming out of her ears.
Yeah, she almost fired James for that.
Yeah, almost. Well, she fired him for being a DJ, so she half fired him, 50% fired. But
33 because he has Sir and the show.
Okay,
so really
33% fired. But yeah, don't verbally abuse me. And then she says in a very metered tone, "You're being aggressive." Just like that. She's like, don't get aggressive with me.
Oh, I think that tone though is very much, because she follows it up with get out of
my face.
So
right?
I think like Lisa's like, if you continue this, you are going to get a rise out of me, and you do not want that.
Well, he was like, don't do that. Don't do that. That familiarity is just between them I'll never, ever get used to that. And then.
Because it shouldn't happen.
Well, no. And because she pantomimes this really iron fist authority, except with Jax Taylor. So, okay. It's the day of the party. And
here's your party.
Yeah. It better fucking deliver. And you know what? It does. It does. But 500 degrees, y'all, come on down here and spend a summer and do some of this manual labor in Georgia heat in August.
They're also in their big-ass dresses.
I know.
Schwartz has like 6 layers of clothes on. How about a T-shirt and shorts for the setup? Change of clothes.
That's what I thought when I saw one of them, if it was Sheena or somebody in her lace dress moving around. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
It's 2 PM. Why do y'all have all that?
Well, maybe Lisa told her they couldn't come up there and change. Like they was like, you can't come in here.
I'm gonna risk it and wear a T-shirt. If I have to change outdoors on the mountain, I'm going to.
Just like hold up a tablecloth. But there were some last minute things that Lisa did help them do. She said she wouldn't, but she would to make it nice. And Katie made the centerpieces herself. And so it was kind of nice.
From scratch.
Yes, from scratch. I even wrote that, from scratch.
Lisa in jeans.
Yeah, she knew what was up. She wasn't down there in her party dress. But guess what, though? After the party, they're going to do a performance, right? So Tom and Ariana are talking, and so y'all are leaving the party from Villa Rosa to go to the party at Sir. Why not just have it at frickin' Sir? I know you've said that many times. We've sort of banged this drum, but it just seems very strange. I guess maybe Lisa's like, the sun went down, get the hell out of here. I don't want this.
Oh, I get Lisa putting a cap on how long you're hanging at Villa Rosa. But yeah, it is seem a lot, but it's an engagement party. Hopefully for them, or at least for Katie, she's thinking it's only going to happen once. So,
oh, so optimistic. Ariana is pumping herself up to talk to Sheena. Like I said this last time, she is a real big talker in these freaking confessionals or whenever that person's not standing in front of her. She's tired of this pageant queen persona. That's not the person I became friends with. This is what you need to say to her so y'all can get through on the other side.
I wondered about this because we have kind of disagreed, lightly about the Ariana and Sheena thing. And, she's saying Sheena's the one who's changed. And she also says, she is going to talk to her about it. And that's why she's kind of dreading it. So it'll come up. And I think, so you're still saying like she's being whiny and bitchy. And
yeah, well, she's being, and I hate to use these
two-faced. No weight given to Sheena. Sheena's the one who's changing more.
Oh, for sure. Both of them are. But at least Sheena is sort of like saying she's being the same in both instances. Ariana is being real biggity.
See, that's where I disagree.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, the
But
Crasher,
it'll come up.
yeah, it'll come. The Crasher twins are plotting, right?
Oh.
Like, just like, okay, how's it gonna be? I need you to be cool, Kristen. Like, don't come in there.
I
And
call this Kristen's house of clenched buttholes.
and this is where we get the very, very famous line about Kristen is being unburdened by those anchors. And this just feels so risky for Stassi to like hook her yacht to this tugboat.
She just got back. She's not.
Right.
Her and Lisa are not even.
Yeah.
Like they see each other in the grocery store. They're not chatting.
Mm-mm.
So
Like,
she's gonna
like,
bombard her at the house.
pretend to take a phone call. I gotta take this. Like, this is.
That's a banana.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But it is just so risky on Stassi's part because number one, she doesn't like to be embarrassed and doesn't like to be made a fool of. And this is just and Kristen obviously has no problem looking foolish.
She's even calling that her team. Welcome to the team. Like, it's the most, like, oh, that's what we do around here.
Kristen's hype for it. She's like, okay.
Look, man, we make T-shirts and crash parties and drink all
rubbing
day.
her hands
Let's
together.
go.
And so she is having some feelings, Stassi that is, about interacting with Jax because, man, time is really flying because they have not, it's been 4 years since they were in a relationship and almost 2 years since they've spoken.
And really, when Kristen asked her, she really looks like she hasn't deeply considered it being an option talking to them. You know, like, wow. You know, like we've heard Jax talk about it a couple times.
Yeah, and he's even talking about with Brittany later. And Brittany's even sort of assuaging his nerves. She's like, it's be fine. It's been so long since y'all been together. You know, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And so, but Jax is kind of in his head about it because much like Sheena, I think he's worried that she is going to poison the group against him, which at this point, he's in better standing than she is. So he doesn't.
Somehow.
Somehow.
Some magical way.
And Kristen just wants James to feel good about himself. And she wants to help him in any way. And so,
yeah,
this is the last chance at a friendship.
When you do want to help someone who's just fresh on the quitting drinking, you want to just get hammered in front of them immediately to help.
Well, James says he continues on his sobriety journey through this. I don't believe it. I have never seen anyone high on the marijuana act like this, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I like that. You know, Jax is, you know, he has a lot of little tropes we've noticed. You know, I like when Brittany asks him about it. He's like, I don't even know her anymore. I don't even know. Like, he gets into that little Jax tone. Like, I've dated other girls since her. I've dated 3 girls since her. Like, all right, man. All right. Yeah. All right. I just said, like, hey, what are you going to talk to Stassi? Yeah. And you told me about all this other stuff. Like,
he's definitely in his feelings about it, which Brittany is probably like, huh.
Is that what all those marks were in the closet? Yeah. You were marking the day since you've seen Stassi?
Is that where you were with your binoculars the other day? Oh, my God. So the party is here. It's Katie's family is here. Tom's mom, Kim, Katie's mom, Terry, and grandmother. Schwartz has triplet brothers.
Yeah. Speaking of Tom, I don't want to give us a timeout right at the top here. We talk, you know, I usually ask you about female outfits. Mm-hmm. Can you give me a rundown on Schwartz's outfit?
I don't know. Remind me what was the most egregious
part. We've got the long, top that goes down. We saw Sandoval rocking one, I think in Hawaii, and with the candy necklace, which a few of them have. So, you know, it's kind of like the plain khaki dashiki thing with a candy necklace. Any thoughts?
Was there meeting about theme that we missed?
I don't know. Like, Lala has the candy necklace also. I think a couple of them do.
Yeah, maybe that was a party favor because I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were
factor
soaked
in. That's the only reason I'm wondering.
Maybe they were soaked in vodka, and that was part of something because the whole party was soaked in vodka.
I was going to say they're not sneaking vodka.
The whole party is just completely soaked. But another interesting thing I learned about Tom, aside from his triplet brothers, that his dad was a detective in Minneapolis for 30 years, and he couldn't make it. Did you jot down why he couldn't make it?
Fear. It was because of fear. I'm not making light of someone not liking to fly. I do understand that, but it's only because we have come to realize so many things that Schwartz is afraid of. And the first time we hear of his dad, it's like, well, he could make it because he's afraid of flying. I was like,
he is anxious and fearful genetically.
I love seeing the moms. We always love that.
Yes, I do too. And I think
because they're normal looking.
yeah, and it's weird to see that these people grew up with this, like, just a regular old mom.
At one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the grandma. Katie's grandma.
I know, she's
Sandy,
sassy.
in here ready to meet, ready to get a drink. Like, let's
I know.
go.
And I'm thinking that Lisa maybe got a hint or something that maybe she liked Ken because she brought Ken down with Jiggy later. And she's like, they're out there like working the room, working the moms,
I
shaking
thought
hands.
Ken was more than happy. Like, let me get it taking knee here. I was like, Ken's taking a knee.
I know, Bernie's. Come on, don't get stuck. Don't get
Where
stuck.
is Peter? I feel like he needs to have an arm in this or something.
Yeah. So Lala and Faith turn up, and this is where we realize that Lala has had many mimosas and shots, and I was just like, oh no.
I wrote boozy with about 8 O's in it already because I saw her take like 2 steps and those little Bambi legs. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh no. And then her and Sheena have the same hair, and Sheena is like gritting her teeth.
Hates it.
Yeah. She's like, oh, that so funny.
Look at us. Look at us. Look at the 2 of us.
I mean, she was really just like veins popping. And Sandoval has a fan, which that would be me.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like that. I mean, I was sweating the other day when we were talking on the podcast.
And I'd be over there blowing bubbles.
I mean,
so say we'd be
yeah.
we'd be pampered over there.
So more back and forth too between Sheena and Ariana. Like, oh, this is the VIP table for 2, and Sheena's mad and Ariana's passive aggressive. It's like whatever. We're gonna take one of our pins and put that in there because we're gonna come back and talk about it later.
One thing I was putting a pin in mentally that didn't come back up. Peter is there.
Yeah.
He is not working grill. He is not tending bar. He is not parking cars. He is just straight chilling.
So he didn't make any drinks not that we saw, but I bet you he made a drink or 2.
Later, I don't know. But
I bet you they asked Peter to make a drink or 2.
I didn't see him working, and I love it, is all.
Hey, Peter, could you take this tray of past apps, please? Like, would you mind? Like, I bet they put Peter to work. He does that. So and Stassi and Kristen are coming in, and Kristen is just so happy to be crashing, and Stassi's like, shut up.
I love it. And this is where...
Stop talking.
This is where, I know the earlier quote, that's the big one that gets the headlines, but I love this one. Like, I admire Kristen's bravery.
Yes.
Somewhere along the way, she had a shame-ectomy.
A shame-ectomy.
That part's been amputated. I'm like, this is gold. This is what, because she looks very scared. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
I mean, with good reason. She is.
I mean, the human shield that is Kristen's lack of shame and shamelessness, I think, is a good thing for Stassi to hide behind.
I think if she's not going with just Kristen, because she's taking the brunt of this, no matter what happens. Like, sure, I wasn't invited also, but I'm new in town. I just got back. Kristen has been kicked out of multiple places.
Yeah.
I mean,
every person that's at that party has had to eject Kristen from a party.
Right.
Right. So she's kept real nervous. She comes in, and then James with the dumb line, "See trouble."
Yeah, which I really hated because I jokingly wrote, like, "Here comes trouble." And then James said it. I was like, don't care for that.
Yeah. But it is sort of like the understatement of the one. And Jax was like, damn, look how good she looks. I love it. I love that so much. I know.
She looks good.
And the way the editing did it, they made it seem like everybody turned to look at them coming up. Like, it just like, the heads turned. People who never even met these two turned and looked at them. And so, it's either 2 angels or 2 devils.
Brittany could have been stabbed just then. Jax would not have known.
Nope. And I just wrote, all of Sheena's gobs are smacked. She is just like, she thought this was going to be one night that she was the gold star friend.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was going to steal her friendship glory. But then these come in, and Katie doesn't even seem mad about it. She actually seems kind of like touched by it.
Yeah, like I think if Lisa freaks out, then she's a little, maybe not quite as much, but they are her old dear friends. So she did want them there. She doesn't seem nervous at all.
No, Schwartz, on the other hand, is #Team Lisa.
Yeah. You're engaged?
Well, sure, but like when did these 2 teams emerge? It's Team Lisa versus who? Your fiance? Because it's just further proof.
Kristen's break-in team.
Right. But it's also further proof that it doesn't take anything for Schwartz to take the oppositional side from Katie.
You're engaged.
Like It doesn't matter what it is. It'd be like, you know what? I'm team plague, black plague, as long as Katie is on the other side of that theory. Like, it is so predictable and just quite sad.
It is. That's Tom's ride or die. Lisa is. That's his ride or die.
I wonder, does Lisa know that?
No, she's over here grabbing any drink. She
I know.
She grabbed a screwdriver. I was like, wow.
She's a good sport about it, though. Like, I think
she puts up with it, and she's very gracious.
Because she is a gracious hostess. I was going to say that too. And, she just kind of chuckles. And Katie immediately introduces Brittany to Stassi, which is the move there, right? It dissolves any tension. It puts Jax immediately on edge.
It says a lot about Brittany that Katie feels, because Katie's not wanting to start shit at her own party. She feels great about Brittany and feels great about Stassi. And, like that right there says a lot about Brittany that we haven't seen, I think. Yeah. She is great with everyone. The only negative thing about Brittany is that I don't know. Never mind. I don't need to.
That is the only thing that we have to question her character about. But I think it's a really smart political move in this way to diffuse any tensions that could start to ramp up. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say that was good that she reminded Jax that Brittany was there. Because he might have forgotten otherwise.
But he 100%.
Oh, God, that's right.
But also Stassi with a very clever opening. Oh, Jax has the best taste in women. That is classy. We can say a lot about a lot of them, but that was real super classy. And then something about Rachel. Is Kristen's friend Rachel?
I wrote who's who he dated?
I wrote Rachel, like, we know. Is that how they got together? That Rachel and Jax were together? And then, because remember, there was back in season 2 or so.
What's funny is I was going to skip over that because I'm like,
it was the lore. I don't know. But I mean, this crowd is so freaking incestuous. But like I said Jax's heart drops into her butthole. And she's just so nice. And Stassi's like, listen, you better get this man's password. She's like, don't worry, I already got him. So, both of them know, whatever. This is where James presents the Pump CD to LVP, and she's skeptical.
Yeah.
Then, like any good party, shots.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I love when James is handing out the CD. He comes over and he's
opening his trunk in the parking lot of the Circle K.
Did you see Katie next to Kristen when James approached her? It was the most because it's happening right next to her, and she's just like, the most disgusted face. Don't worry, I timestamped that. We can get
got it. I will absolutely go back. But LVP questions James's alcohol use, and he's like, no, I'm sober. He really means like California sober. But he is very braggy about how much weed he has consumed. Just a lot. It's like, I blazed one up with them 17 joints.
Oh, he will continue.
And, James and Kristen double kiss. She looks like an angel, Jeff.
Yeah, she's like, what are we, British? Like, well, he is. I mean, he is.
Yeah. Half of us are.
we are.
Yeah, but everything about Kristen is just grating on Lala. Her hair, her outfits, her shoes, which I did. So production, they hate Kristen so much. When Lala says that, they flash to this really unfortunate picture of Kristen standing in these sandals that she's like falling off those sandals.
It almost looked like she had heels on, but they were sinking into wet grass or something.
And it looks like she has like the kind of feet that kind of turn in a little bit. And so her heel is fully in the grass and like one toe is off. I took a picture of it. Of course, y'all can check this social media, but they just don't love her. You know what I mean? They are just trying to embarrass her.
And I love she's the only one smoking. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, who's the one? I was like, oh, it's Kristen.
Oh, obviously.
I mean, the only person.
Wonder what she did with those butts. So, Kristen plays along with James in his little bit. And this is the James she fell in love with. Girl. And that you just slept with 2 nights ago.
She can't make up her mind.
Where's Carter? Why? Oh, Carter wasn't invited either because Kristen wasn't invited. That's right.
Right.
And Stassi can feel Jax's just general presence. So not today, Satan. Not it. Like, she could just feel his eyes on her back. And LVP gives a speech. And, she never misses a chance to throw shade when she can to Kristen and Stassi. And
Well, she does to Kristen. Kristen
Yeah.
gets up to speak and grabs Stassi into it.
Well-
Stassi's not raising her hand. Those
No.
sweatiest pits aren't being exposed at all.
And Lisa was like, would anyone like to say anything? And she can see Kristen, like, kind of wrap up. She's like, anybody but Kristen. Any. She does have a certain, like, physical sway to her when she gets a little booze in
A
her.
little serpentine
Yeah,
type, like.
it is. And Kristen takes the mic. And the audacity to even feel like you're entitled to say the words and then deliver the longest speech ever. No, there's no self-awareness. Like, there is just no self-consciousness in this. Who are you, woman? Who are you? And
You
then
weren't supposed to be here today.
I mean, right? And now you're dominating the speech section. But Lala's, wrap it up. She heckles her, wrap it up. All you hear is like, oh, don't say wrap it up.
Yeah.
Don't say wrap it up. And then, of course, ghetto is shit. And
Yeah.
Katie intervenes on Kristen's behalf.
She defends Kristen and Stassi, yeah.
And then we get more nasty talk. I want drunk, skank ass, shih tzu looking hair. And then they're going to after the party, and I just wrote, how are these folks still fucking upright?
Oh, yeah. I love that when Tom's like, let's go fuck it up. And Lisa's like, let's go anywhere else.
Anywhere else. So before we get to the after party, let's take a little break here, and we'll come back and talk about
We'll
it.
go smoke 17 joints.
Uh-huh.
Be right
Light
back.
it with the candle on the table. You said Peter wasn't working? I bet you Peter had to go set this shit up.
We did not see Peter work. I maintain.
Peter had to leave the party to go get ready for the party for the after party.
We see him with everyone, with his buddies later. So I'm maintaining for this one.
With his sleeves rolled up, he's sweating because he had to work more. But so James, this is why I think that James is on more than, like, he's been doing more than just like smoking a little, because he approaches Jax, and to Jax's credit, Jax does not engage in an aggressive way.
Jax remains calm.
Yeah, for a minute.
Absolutely.
For a minute. And so Jax is like, ha, 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 don't hit me. And he's like, listen, man, you're already 3 sheets to the wind, which my Aunt Nancy used to always say that, 3 sheets to the wind. And he's like, no, I smoke like 3 joints. And that doesn't matter. You're still acting
That's
insane.
a lot. Also, that's a lot.
It is a lot. But it doesn't matter that you're not drinking and that you're smoking. Instead, you're still acting foolish. And this is where Sheena pulls Ariana for a chat. So tell me how you received this scene.
Well, Sheena, does one of these things that it kind of reminds me of stuff Stassi used to say. Like, do you even want to be friends anymore? That's a shitty question, I think, first off. That's a very weird, confrontational question at this very public
She's indignant,
outing. Like,
for sure.
I mean, she says, like, I feel like we're not on the same page anymore, but then, like, that's a big question, I think. Ariana just lists her issues with it. You went behind my back, all the stuff we've talked about, and especially her want and need to be desired and to be popular. And she feels like that's eclipsing their friendship, which is exactly how I've been feeling. Sheena says she doesn't feel like that, but we know she has done that.
Yeah.
And she talked about her boyfriend, and she didn't like that because these women get their men's backs. Went over that before.
For sure. And Sheena denies that, though. She's like, I have not talked shit to you. And then immediately a flashback package of all the things that she said.
And not that I didn't appreciate it, but we don't even need that because she has done it. In these 20 episodes, she's done it at least half those episodes.
Well,
that's a kind estimate, I believe.
Well, whatever button that the word popular pushed in Sheena, she immediately dissolves and cries. And that's when Ariana softens. And I'm not saying Sheena's being manipulative here, but I think that this was a way to wriggle out of the hardest part of the conversation, right? Because whatever Ariana is saying, whether she agrees with it or not, like, it's hitting some kind of chord. And so they didn't talk about it anymore. The crying shut it down.
Well, I mean, she does it, but she talks about her feelings on how hard it's been lately. Hanging out with those 3 is very hard on me. And that right there tells me that she's going against her true feelings, which is being friends with Ariana to try and get with the more popular crew.
Right.
And the reason why that's so hard on her is because she's making it hard on herself because she's not answering to what she really wants to do.
Well, That's what I'm saying.
Or
is
what
that
comes naturally.
you and I, just in this 11 years distance from it, have thought more about it than Sheena did. Immediately, yes, she is feeling worried about getting left out of that, but she hasn't really excavated it. She hasn't really sort of looked through the lens of Ariana about it. That the crying shuts it down. Right? That's the end of it, because Ariana immediately melts, immediately forgives her. They hug, he, ha, ha, ha. Everything's fine. Until the next time, until the reunion, probably.
The biggest thing, though, was Sheena saying she really missed her straightforwardness.
Mm-hmm.
When the last several episodes, she's been complaining about how, because she says it I don't like that you did this. And Sheena, takes that, and instead of saying, well, blah, 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 she goes and tells Katie something. She goes and tells Kristen something.
Yeah.
She goes and she's confiding in Jax about stuff more than she is Ariana. So I'm still saying, of the two, the one that's being more real is Ariana. So
I think that comparatively, everyone's going to be a little bit more real than Sheena, because Sheena does have a very, very keen preoccupation with image and how she looks, right? But maybe Sheena is picking up on something that I've been saying about how Ariana is saying one thing in the dark and something else in the light. So I don't know, but I bet once Ariana sees all the things that she's seen, the reunion is going to be pretty explosive between those two, I bet.
I think between the two of them, Sheena is more split between what she says on camera in front of all her friends and on camera by herself.
For sure.
I think Ariana maintains more of a flat line.
Yeah, we'll see. TBD on that one.
Yeah.
So Lala and James, he's still maintaining, I know. But I was like, my guy is drunk. And also, the body language between these two is he's pawing all over her, and I took a picture. She is actively leaning away from him. She finally comes in and gives him a very tight-lipped, smooch. But he is, he's got her hooked by the waist, and she is no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, fine. And meanwhile, Kristen looks on, and there is active villain music playing in the background.
As she calls her a walking STD.
Yes, that's right. And I just wrote again, where's Carter? Carter's not banned from Sir. Why isn't he here?
Mm-hmm.
And Kristen mocks her again.
Yep.
And this is her go-to unilaterally. Why are you even here? No one likes you. Between the two of y'all, ma'am.
Yeah.
She's the only one invited to this party.
Which one of y'all got kicked off of the Sir patio?
Yeah.
I think only one of y'all.
Mm-hmm. And that's Kristen's greatest fear, though. She's just that no one likes her and that she doesn't have anybody. That's her greatest fear, so she projects with it. And Lala, all of the shots and all of the stuff is caught up to her, and this is when her sort of street starts to
Faux street?
Faux street.
Okay.
Starts to bubble up. I'm the one person you don't want to go there with. And Kristen does not clock. She's not reading the situation right. I think she was surprised that Lala would physically push her, but she's sit the fuck down and shoves her.
I don't think she gives a shit, because Kristen getting into that party, no matter what happens the rest of the day, in her mind has won.
She's won.
Anything else can happen, because guess what happens when Lala and her are getting into it? They're the focus. She's made it to the party. She got to leave the party. She's at the after party. No matter what happens, man, let's go.
And Kristen has a solid 4 inches on this woman. It almost looks like a toddler and an 11th grader. It is right. So James steps in, not doing that, and he pulls Lala aside. And then Sheena editorializes a little bit about this was what she was afraid of, something. Kristen, she's like, she really lucky she caught me in this very zen grown-up place, as she picks up a candle to light the cigarette from. I'm like, girl, okay.
At one point, then it's around then, they kind of pan out from the restaurant, and there's people. Is service going on? Because the party started early in the day. They could have just gotten there at 8 at night. So
there wasn't any talk of them shutting it down. So maybe people are those people got tickets. They got dinner and a show.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Stassi tries to tell Lala to just sort of back down, just own the fact that you're doing this and that. And Lala, ever classy as Kristen, just blow me.
I had a question for you on this one.
Okay.
Now I know she's been boozy all day and there's a lot of drama been going on, but also this is coming from her being nervous, right?
Mhm.
Especially with Stassi, because
Yeah.
she's known her before she was ever on the show. But there's so much going on and people fighting for this spotlight stuff like we're talking about. I'm sure she's got to be losing her footing as far as like what she is in this show. Like, do you think
Yeah.
that plays into it also?
Yes, and I think too it is becoming fairly clear that her alliance with James is a liability at this point, and not what she thought it was going. Perhaps if she had sort of pursued the situation with Jax, she might be in a little bit better standing. Well, I mean, I'm just saying he is like Teflon, right? James, on the other hand, not one person on this show besides Lala really cares for him. And so I think she misjudged that a little bit when she was making her play for it. But
I think that faux street stuff comes out as her like security blanket.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now I can talk like this and it's not really me. Like,
it is
I think
horrifying.
it just causes her some distance or
It's
something.
horrifying.
But the direction changes here.
Yeah, Sandoval performs. Did you see Lisa's face? She was like, is this a comedy
I
act?
was going to say, do you mean, I love, when Ken and Lisa come in, and Ariana makes the announcement, like, it's so tense for a minute. Then Ken and Lisa are walking in and everybody's kind of like, okay, the teachers
Yeah.
walked in, like, let's
Yeah.
be okay. All right. And, Sheena's all of a sudden joking around like, oh, somebody about to do good as gold over there. Like, okay, people have
Oh.
changed clothes. Like, it's starting to feel more.
I didn't realize that she was
like-
joking. I thought that she was like, ha ha ha, we're gonna let me do good as gold.
She
but
probably says that every day.
Maybe.
Like, oh, did y'all need me to do good as gold?
She's at the post office like, do y'all need me to like sing good as gold here? But I was but it does. And so but Lisa has to come in and she sits right next to Kristen and Stassi and she's like, oh my God, this is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was fun. There's a smoke machine.
Oh, man, people are dancing pretty quick.
Yeah.
Jax kind of admits that it is a cool thing that they did.
It's not a total waste of time. Come
No.
on.
I mean, he's not getting that money back.
No, but Schwartz is always Sandoval's biggest hype man. Like, there is nothing that Sandoval is ever going to do in which Schwartz is going to be like, no. Like, he is just hyped to death about it. And James and Ken. So this is what nobody wants to fuck with James. So now they got to put Ken on him.
I've got
Poor Ken.
James is, wasted in some way. Whatever he's wasted. Buddying up to Ken one minute, and then like Christina's across the table from him, like telling her to fuck off. That's it right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that should and I don't mean somebody should fight this dude. I mean, like,
I feel like Jack should have fought him.
We
100%.
know Sir has, he's on probation. I mean,
that's right, but
well,
he
here
didn't
it
seem to be
comes.
caring too much
Okay,
about that.
yeah,
Brittany was
but
the only one.
Peter is there, and I'm like, Ken has to say something. Peter, please say something. Like, because James knows he has the upper hand. He knows Jax can't fuck with him because he just came back and he's on this probation. So Schwartz, of all people, steps up. The guy who we've been saying, like, doesn't have a backbone in this, like, he is doing the right thing here.
Yeah. Well, James tells Christina to shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
and so that's what sets everybody else. Jax gets activated. Schwartz gets activated. Everybody is, and Ken is just, watching this whole play out, which I imagine Ken understands that there's enough bruiser. And don't forget, Ken is the executive producer on this show. So whatever is playing out.
That's kind of my main reason for him to say something to, quell it down. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't know if he wants to quell it down, though. But Lisa makes a funny comment about how the only person she knows celebrating sobriety is by getting high. So, but I mean, California sober is a real thing. And like nobody's saying, but like if you.
It helps. I can say.
And I am not belittling that. But if you are exhibiting the exact same behavior when you were doing this other substance that you were when you were doing your substance of choice, you're not, it's not helping. You're just a dry drunk. Like you are.
Yeah, sober drunk is a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's going off.
But Jax is like, you can't talk to women like that.
And he's all high pitched. Like, it's so inappropriate. You're so disrespectful to women, which
is.
That
rich.
Is very wild.
Yeah.
Very wild.
It was a thin excuse for him to get on James's jock, though, because he hates him anyway. It's been kind of building, and all the other things have been kind of silly and dumb. But this is the thing that he is morally on the right side of here. So, and James is like, I can say whatever I want, and the big dummy can't do anything.
Yeah.
And that made me laugh so much. I was like, oh, not the big dummy.
I did like when he called him out for dressing like a sailor, because he's done that several times. Like, please let me put my fist in your face. What does James mean when he says, don't cross me in front of Lisa?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe sort of an extension of the probation situation that he knows that if you do.
What does she have to do?
I don't know.
That right there, if I'm any of those people, when James says, don't cross, a grown person, for lack of a better word, says, don't cross me in front of my boss, like, oh, we don't need to hang out anymore, man.
No.
Like, if I'm Lala, I'm like, I can find another producer.
Yeah.
This is Los Angeles.
Even that he is 150 pounds soaking wet, James is unafraid. And I guess he is using Lisa as the shield. And like, Jax is not the kind of guy who's going to have a verbal debate, Jeff. He uses his fists.
Cool.
And then I just wrote hot.
I wrote. But he doesn't.
I know, but he wanted to. If it wasn't for Brittany and Peter holding him back,
sure. We all know the hold me back guy.
He would have done
it. We
it.
all know the hold me back guy.
I know. Well, for those of you watching the Summer House, when Bailey got super hot under the collar when Carl was trying to fight Kyle, it's in that same, especially in defense of women. So it's feminist. Jax is a feminist.
Ooh, gross. Somebody, let's get that soundbite.
No, don't do it.
But yeah.
The back alley makes a quick little cameo here.
Oh, right. What was that? I didn't even notice.
Lala is back there.
Oh, they're in the back alley.
Yeah, and so like James comes back there, and Lala is, I don't know, I guess she's smoking or decompressing or whatever, maybe from her fight with Kristen. And so he talks about Kristen was good, but Lala's even better. This whole thing, yeah.
She's the golden ticket.
Gross.
That's gross.
Yeah, not feminist. And then
more Lisa and Jax.
Yeah, and you created it, darling. Okay, you know what? Just fucking get it over with so that I can get this tension off my screen. Like it's
my least favorite Lisa scene ever. Right here.
I don't mind, but she says that Stassi and Jax are perfectly suited.
That is why.
I know, but it got me a little because he was like, I'll always have a soft spot for Stassi. That got me a little. I don't want them back together. I'm just saying, it's like, oh, it's a little nostalgia. We grew up on Jax and Stassi, though. We cut our teeth on this podcast.
Why are they not together?
Well, because it's explosive and toxic and
the
really
relationship
bad for everyone.
Is explosive?
Yeah.
Why is the relationship explosive?
I mean, listen, I'm not applying logic to my feelings. I'm just saying, I was just like, oh. And then when Lisa was like, there's still an opening, Jax gives eyebrows to like indicate that maybe there is something. And I was like, that's inappropriate. It's one thing to sort of help
nostalgia. There is something on his side.
I know, but I'm saying it's inappropriate. Add this to the list of things that Brittany's going to have beef with when she goes back and watches it. It's just, it's a growing list.
Yes.
And so.
This is still the dumbest thing Lisa's ever said.
Yeah, I mean, but, I don't know. I'm not completely in disagreement with her. Because, I mean, wouldn't that be wonderful? I mean, wouldn't it be good TV? It wouldn't be wonderful for them, but it'd be really good for us.
No.
Good TV. It would be really good TV.
I don't need to see the same people argue and cheat on each other time and time again. Like, that couple can
No, I
just
mean,
not do that.
that's excellent TV. So
it wasn't like they kind of didn't get along. We were scared for them. Like, we compared watching them to an episode of Cops where they go to a house for domestic abuse.
I know, but, I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama. Anyway, he pulls her for a chat. And, like, they immediately sort of settle into this, like, familiar vibe, right? Like, she drinks from his water, and it starts really good. And he refers to their relationship as the only healthy one he's been in. And we were like, whew.
She catches it. She's
we're
like,
like,
he is considerably cooled off.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah. And this is also too what got me to, maybe I was kind of like projecting a little bit. She says that when she looks at him, she sees different versions of herself. And that's a very, very familiar feeling for a woman who was with a person that she loved a lot. And that person was really bad for her. And she was not the best version of herself. So that's a really familiar one. And then it's time to make things right. He'll always care about her, even if she calls him right now. he would be that. And then he says
There's
that
my eye roll.
Yeah, I know. I loved it though. I really liked this scene, and that they started this group together. Like he was saying all the things for me. Like my panties would have flown off if I was Stassi. But he broke her heart, cheated the whole time, and this is where
wait. What were those two things?
No, I'm just saying they were. Nobody's disputing the facts here.
Okay,
right? Feelings are not facts.
Well, they're like it's not like this. Not like the old days when people. It sounds just like the old days.
But this is where it starts to take a little bit of a turn. Here.
Yeah, we got a list. Got a list here
because she obviously has not worked through her grievances with him, and and he claims that she was shitty to him too, especially in those last moments where they were back again, on again, off again, and all of that. And disrupt the whole group. So the patterns immediately start to reemerge when they sit down. After these few minutes of niceties, they're immediately back into the same Jax and Stassi stuff. And so he invokes George Glass. He's like, what? You're just crawling back in now because George Glass didn't work out? Which is a mean thing to say, of course.
Before that, though, when Jax is saying he really learned a lot from that relationship. And I want to know what? Like what? Because, don't get stupid tattoos of women. That wasn't it. Maybe not blame the woman when you're in an argument with her for starting the argument that you started. Nope, that wasn't it. Maybe it's not cheating on women. Well, no, that wasn't it. Maybe it was not yelling at women.
So
no, that wasn't it. Was it not transferring blame onto the person you're arguing with?
I think that Jax has a list of platitudes that he's memorized of things that you are supposed to say in a confrontation with someone or to sound trite, or because he says them to Lisa too, I've learned my lesson. I've, in retrospect, this and that. And so I think whether or not he can apply them is a different story, but he does have these, he knows what he's supposed to say, as any good sociopath does. He has committed human behavior to memory.
Yeah. Also, when he does bring up the George Glass, he is happy about it. What I think is he's more than happy. He's lost plenty of girlfriends in the time that she's lost this one.
Yeah. Sure, he's just trying to be mean, though. But they do end it on a good note. It's not 2011 anymore, and she really likes Britt.
She was sweet about Brittany.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, which, good luck to you. And he goes back and he sits with Brittany and is like, all right, let's go home, which was a really nice bow, this conversation. Because think about the last two, season 1 and season 2, how they ended. Both of them were these huge fights. Stassi figuring out something Jax has done, and so this was a really nice, sweet callback, opposite-wise, to some of those things.
Yeah.
And
so this will be okay.
Yeah, I think so. And same with Stassi and Katie.
Yeah. But Katie's still standing strong, that she's still unsure about it a little bit, a little cautious, so I like seeing that.
And, Katie
and now that all that's dissolved, we can have fun with this one right here.
Katie and Sandoval are going to go home and have...
Katie and who?
Schwartz. Katie and Schwartz are going to go home and not have fiancé sex. Instead, they're going to order a pizza because they miss Gordo.
They're going to have a pizza and play with a dog is what they're going to do.
Yeah, so, we're still on fuck watch. It has not been established that they have broken the streak here, so...
No, I think it was quite established they have not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, maybe they get Peter to go home and sit in the cuck chair, or get Schwartz to sit in the cuck chair while Peter takes care of it, and then and Jax gives him a reach around.
We're friends. What did I do? Sorry, we disagreed on the Jax and Stassi thing.
I'm just saying.
Pardon me. Jossie. Forgot we had a Jossie scene. Look at that.
We waited till late. We really missed the opportunity there. But, something needs to happen to inject some sort of libido into these people's lives. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they're just asexual, and that's valid too.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But some, lessons can be learned, and some folks will just never learn as the LVP narration goes over.
Yeah. And I noticed Ken's coat when he and Lisa are leaving. It was a cool paisley blue coat, just a nice suit. Do you think that Charles McMansion got their clothes from the closet of Ken when they were cleaning that thing out a couple weeks ago?
Inspired by, at the very least, because, Ken is unafraid to take a risk. He loves bold print.
Yes, he does. It was great, though. When I saw that, I was like, hey, that kind of looks like the jackets they had. Wait a minute. They were just in his closet. Wait a minute. It was one of those things.
And we didn't get any scenes from the reunions, which I'm a little bit bummed about.
Oh, no. I mean, if you don't want it at this point, what do they need to tease you with?
I mean, I know, but still, I would like to have something to look forward to a little bit, which I mean, I'm literally going to go watch it as soon as we get done recording. But I only had 2 because the past, and they were more sort of like aesthetically fashion related.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I know you love
it.
that. Well, Katie,
Well, I actually do.
Katie flashes back a picture of her and her dad, and her eyebrows are so thin that there was a moment between about like 1997 and about 2001 in which we were all looking at Gwen Stefani for that particular aesthetic, and I plucked the life out of mine. Mine never grew back, so I always have to draw mine in, but hers were just like so thin, and then when you go to her confessional, they're very, very, very thick. So that was a nice little juxtaposition of eyebrow trends just in those moments. And the sandals we were talking about that Kristen had on, everybody of any age had a pair of these sandals that like went through your toes, and they had that like little T sandal. I mean, I even know what. Yeah, I mean, everybody had those, and to see Kristen be so disrespectful to hers at the party,
I was going to say only welcome on the inside.
It was hard, but those are mine. Did you have any?
I had a question about Britt's outfit here at the beginning. About Brittany's, she had like the acid wash one-piece thing on when she was washing dishes. I mean, I was like, did they film this in Kentucky when they first showed that?
Brittany makes some real choices.
I mean, she's in her own home. Wear what you're comfortable with. And I'm not making fun of it. I was just really...
Well, I'm going to say this about good old Brittany, and this is to this day in 2026 true about her. She does not know how to dress for the body she has. Like, and now she has new boobs, and she's changed.
I was going to say her body has just changed.
Right. And so now her body has changed in a different way, in a whatever way. And so I don't know whenever she tries on clothes, they always look like they either don't fit her, they're either too big or too small or too tight or too loose in the wrong places. And it's like she never knows how to dress for the body she has. And so maybe, I don't know, it's only going to get worse. So I'm just saying, it's only going to get worse.
My other one was this is back when bussin' meant bussin'. Bussin' is something else now, especially across the Bravoverse we've gotten into. And, but when, they're talking about bussin' tables and everything, I'm like, hey, back when bussin' was just bussin'. So that's what I have.
That's right. No confusion there.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your LVP?
I love Villa Rosa. Because I don't think we ever have. People aspire to be there all the time.
Yeah.
It has shown up to celebrate. It has shown up to show off some people's boneheadedness. You get to see people's, the way they enter and the way they act there, I think says something about the people. I mean, it's kind of, I know it's a real corny thing to be like, it's its own little character.
I was just about to say that.
But it is the way people act there and the way they aspire for. I mean, even when people are there that have been there 100 times, Sandoval's like, I forget about how beautiful this, because you could probably stand a billion different places there and go, oh yeah, it's gorgeous when you look out this way. And I mean,
it is,
which I guess I'm giving Ken LVP, not like it's a solo venture on him, but Lisa has done stuff also, but I think he's the main player in this empire they've built, and also he has Lisa Vanderpump in the house and all that
right
stuff.
It has become sort of
he
iconic.
is married to her in a relationship, not she's an item for his to hold. Let me just get but so I was kind of like Ken / Villa Rosa.
I mean, it's like iconoclast and iconic and sort of symbolic of Lisa's sort of like place in the scene. I agree, that's a good one. That was a really good one.
Yourself?
Katie's grandmother.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So supportive. Also, too, I think there was her and Ken were like doing a little innocent flirting. She showed up. She came all the way from Utah to sit in the damn sun in 500 degrees and watch these dummies get blotto drunk, and, good for her. I wonder what conversation Katie had to have. Was like, listen, Grandma, you're both to see some things. And some things are going to happen.
I don't think they had the cable package that had Bravo, probably where they are.
No, maybe especially not in Utah. But also, too, runner-up was Brittany. She really ate a lot of shit this show. She stood her ground in some ways, deferred when it needed to be, also stepped in when Jax was losing his shit, and seemed like to help diffuse that. So I thought that was a pretty good one.
Absolutely. Your chump. To conclude our season of Oops All Chumps.
Yes, it's a combo. Jala. James and Lala.
I was back and forth. And
This
just a second ago, I crossed out James because I've said him so many times.
this unholy duo.
Can we just agree to share this chunk?
Sure,
Okay.
sure. This unholy duo is doing nothing but bad. They wake up every morning and choose violence. Every time the camera crew walks in, what destructive mischief can I participate in? And I don't like it. And I think Lala on her own, great, fine. You know what is one thing. But Lala and James, their toxicity really ramps up their bad behavior.
I'm actually going to just say Lala on her own this time. Because what? We've seen James act like an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen him be on some kind of substance and act like he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Now, the don't cross me in front of Lisa thing is just very hard for me to get.
It's really
if he was like 13, sure.
I was going to say, I know I called Schwartz.
That's about the peak I'll give you.
Yeah, I called Schwartz limp-wristed last week. I think he may have the limp wrist award here.
Limp wrist award is only awarded by Sunday Rose in this podcast.
Well, you mean sort of like weak spine.
I don't think I can say that. I think you're more.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, in my way, limp wrist is weak spine.
Loved Lala this season, especially lately. Now, whether she's been in an episode a lot or we've only seen her a couple times, she's been wonderful. Not putting up with James stuff for the most part of it. So this episode kind of blew a lot of that up for me. I mean,
really? So she undid something. Let's put a pin in that until the reunion. Let's see how she acts at the reunion.
Jeff's chump TBD.
Yeah. Well, remember we're going episode by episode, but I don't want it to undo your.
No, I do mean this episode. It doesn't change my idea of Lala altogether
because
she's one of my absolute. The faux street stuff is very hard for me, and this episode was almost 100% faux. I mean, unless she was in the confession and that scene with Sheena, other than that, it's faux street, faux thug Lala. And I do not care for that at all.
It's 50-50 for me about how I'm going to wind the season up with her. Because so far, she got a lot of goodwill with me.
Mm-hmm.
But this did, a little bit. But the reunion is really going to solidify her season 4 award. Whether she's going to be in the chump column or the LVP column.
I'm just going to say it obvious. The obvious thing, Lala, you are so much better than this.
Yeah.
You are holding on to James Kennedy for the song production. Have you?
We don't know that she is yet, though.
But has Lisa, how many producers does Lisa Vanderpump know?
Yeah.
How many producers do any of these people know? And she's got to hang on to the James Kennedy of it all?
Well, I mean,
I do not think so.
I don't know. We do not know if she's better than that so far. So let's not hitch our wagon to any concrete statements about that because
Noob says yes.
Okay. Well, next week we're thinking about covering the reunion in one, depending on how much we have to say or how much juicy content there is. Because typically we'll do the reunions in one and then we will do the secrets and predictions and stuff. But let's just TBD on that to see how good the reunions are.
You might just have to pack a lunch.
Yeah, for sure. Because we've got a lot to say. But find us on socials at Take a Pinot Pod. I've been doing some work in there, which I'm finding to be, fairly funny. I think it's hilarious. We have fun in there. So find us there and send Jeff your emails, not if they're mean. You know what? Send them to him even if they're mean.
No, please. Jeff at pinotpod.com. I'll take it all.
If you want to complain about Emilie, also send it to him because Emilie doesn't check hers. Otherwise, we will see you back here for the Top Chef and the In the City and Summer House reunions.
All right. Just remember that Sunday Said Jax is a feminist. Bye.